Hi, if you are a mother or a father and your kids are struggling in getting concentration in studies, or you want your kids to study well, I think this video will be of extreme help to you, will be useful to you. So, watch this video till the end because in this video, I'm going to share with you three tips on concentration for studies, and it will help your kids a lot. If your kids are in third standard, fifth standard, eighth standard, 12th standard, 10th standard, any standard they are, I think these three tips are going to help your kids a lot, right? So this video is especially for you, but I would like you that you watch this video along with your kids also, right? And this will throw a lot of light reflection on why the concentration on study is less and what are three tips to improve your concentration on studies. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there is a subscribe button there. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you like this video, please share this to all those your friends who are parents and whose kids are studying, and you are aware that study is something which is very important as of now. And with all my current understanding, one of the areas which all mothers and fathers want is that their kids should study well, right? And the current challenge is kids are not able to concentrate well in their studies, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk on three tips in terms of how to improve your concentration on studies, right? Just give me a sec, I'll just tell you what are those three things, right? And before that, I would just like to share with you why this is important, right? Because if you're able to concentrate well, it will help you a lot, not only in your student life, in your future life, whether you are into your graduation, your job, and in all other phases of life. Because ability to concentrate is not only for studies, it is for all other things. And if you follow these three tips, I think you will be home. In fact, the first tip itself is something which can set you apart in terms of being a champion, in terms of being a rock star, in terms of being something very extremely successful. You'll be proud of yourself, right? So mothers and fathers, all my dear parents, just watch this video till the end and you will love what I'm sharing in terms of how to improve your kids' concentration in studies. And before we get into what are the three tips, I would like to share with you, in fact, why kids have less concentration in studies, right? This was not the case with maybe our generation, right? But now most of the kids have very poor concentration, lower concentration in studies. Let us look at what are the top 5 reasons. There are many reasons, but I've just captured top 5 reasons because these are important one. Which is the first one? The first one is sleep. And this is the most underrated item on our list in terms of improving our concentration on studies, right? Most of the kids which I have known, studied, have irregular sleep pattern, and there are basically two sleep patterns. One is during exam time and non-exam time. So exam time, they would stretch themselves till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night, wake up at again 7 o'clock in morning or 8 o'clock in morning, depends on the exam schedule, whether it's online or offline, right? It's not about online, offline world, it's about actually sleep pattern. So one schedule they have is during exam time, which they will stretch themselves and they would feel like, I would conquer the world by studying late. I can manage in 3 hours, I can manage in 4 hours. That supreme confidence comes and they can do it. And students can crank exams with flying colors, they can get good marks. But what happens is, the same schedule is not there when the exams are not there. And they have a different schedule, right? And when both the schedules, you always have a flip-flop. I mean to say, during 2.5 months, you will have a off exam, a sleep schedule, right? And during exam time, a different schedule. Now, our body follows a particular rhythm. For productivity, right? And if you actually do not respect and I would say abuse that particular rhythm, then body is not going to give you the best in terms of productivity. That's important. We need to respect the rhythm, right? In fact, if you ask me honestly, even if you sleep at 2 o'clock at night and get up get up at maybe at 9 o'clock, which is 7.5 hours sleep, that's fine, right? Because ideally, barring babies, newborn babies, which require maybe 14, 16, 18 hours of sleep, most of us are comfortable with a 7.5 hours to 8 hours sleep. So assuming you sleep at 2 o'clock at night every day, but can you get up at 10 o'clock, 9:30 every day morning? No. Why? Because you have a class to attend. When you start going to college, you have to go to college. When you're working in a job environment, you will have to go to office at maybe 8:30 or 9. Before that, you need to get ready and have your bath and breakfast, right? So practically it is not possible that you sleep at 2, 2:30, 1:30, get up at 9 o'clock, have a comfortable 8 hours sleep. But then in that case, you'll always be stretched out, right? So sleeping at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock is not the right way. And that's where most of us, most of the kids have poor concentration. In fact, this applies for adults also. Why? Because the moment you sacrifice or actually do not respect the natural rhythm in body in terms of sleeping, then it will not give your best. So first reason why kids have poor concentration in terms of study is lack of sleep, lack of I would say quality sleep. And the quality sleep, 8 hours is sufficient. So somebody sleeping at 11 o'clock at night, 7 a.m. is a good time to wake up. You'll be fresh, you'll be charged, right? But you sleep at 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and if you are unfortunately into your kids are into that particular thing of watching TV late night or chatting late night, then this is something which you need to curtail this. You need to change this behavior, break this pattern. So maybe maximum should be 11:30. And let me tell you one scientific fact. Maximum growth hormones, our body produces growth hormones, right? Maximum growth hormones are in the time period from 10 p.m. night to midnight 12. Maximum growth hormone. So if you are going to sleep during that time, your body will give the best to you in terms of growth hormones, right? So let's respect that. The first important thing, mothers and fathers, is to look at what is the sleep pattern of your child. Whether it's regular, irregular, you should look at that aspect, right? And sleep is very important, very, very ignored by, in fact, grown-ups also. We believe that we can conquer the world by stretching, I can sacrifice, right? But respect the rhythm in the body, the natural rhythms, and sleep accordingly, right? Sleep is number one. Number two is junk food and sweet. And you may be surprised why this comes. Now, when you eat junk food or sweet, what happens is, when I mean eating it quite regularly, and kids have that habit of snacking it very regularly, sweet and junk food, right? It releases a lot of glucose in body, and the moment glucose is there in your body, you become very charged up, you become hyperactive, and again after some time the body would crave again for glucose, and at that point of time what is going to happen is you will again crave for that, and that reduces your concentration, right? And when you are highly supercharged, active after maybe that chips, that burger, or that sweet, right? What is going to happen? You'll again feel that let me do the charged thing, and when you are in a charged condition, study is not your priority, because study is not something which you'd like to do in a charged condition. You'd like to do something which is very rigorous, very full of activity, and study is not that kind of an activity in which you'd be wanting that rigorous or thing. And that's why second is junk food and sweet should be avoided to improve concentration. Third is, I think, the culprit of all, which is gadgets. And whether it's preteen or teenager, if gadgets are there in front of you, how are you going to concentrate? So it's important for you as a mother and a father to check whether when kids are studying, is TV in front of them, or is the audio from TV or video from TV distracting them, or do they have a mobile in front of them which is distracting with maybe messages or any other chats from their school group, friends group, or any other groups, right? So gadget is something which becomes highly distractive, right? And this was not the case in our generation. That's why parents, this is important, that how much gadgets are there in front of them when they are studying. That will rob their concentration, their attention, right? So third number is gadget. Fourth is no break hobbies or play. And I have known kids uh, in my observation where they are studying but they are not actually refreshing, recharging them with a hobby or a play or a break. If you like something, like if you like badminton or football or basketball or cricket or chess or any indoor game, or you like anything, your hobbies, right, reading for example, so you need to recharge yourself with a break. So you need to have hobbies or play, that is important, right? And many of these kids or students sacrifice this because they want to study hard, right? You may not play 1 hour football, but at least 15-20 minutes definitely you should squeeze that time. Time is available, whatever is comfortable time, you should do it, because you will feel better, because that is what you love, right? And it's important that when kids are watching this along with you, they should feel that, okay mama, if I like this, let me play for some time. If this is my hobby, let me give my attention to my hobby, and this is what they will love. This is what they love, right? So reason number 4 why kids have lower poor concentration is no break or hobbies or play, right? And the 5th is interesting, where kids will feel that mama, this is not interesting, papa, this is not interesting, right? And I have shared in some other video in which why if things are not interesting, how to develop interest. For example, if history is not interesting, maybe watch something related to history. And if you ask me, there will be a lot of interesting videos on YouTube, whether it is World War One, World War Two, Indian freedom struggle, or about geography. There will be something on geography on YouTube. Or if you have TV channels like Nat Geo or Discovery World, these are good channels. And they are very informative, very educative, will arouse interest. Those can create interest in you, and maybe watch some of them and you can get this interesting, right? Now currently kids don't find this interesting, and that's why they are not able to concentrate, right? But my suggestion to parents and kids watching together this is that you may decide that let me develop interest in this, right? And then I would get my concentration better, right? So do something interesting, so that not interesting is not a reason for your kids to study, right? So let's look at the 5 reasons why kids have less concentration. One is sleep. Have adequate sleep and have a proper rhythm, a pattern and a schedule for sleep. That's very important. Second is junk food and sweet. Don't have excess of it. Don't have it regularly, because that will disrupt your concentration. Third is gadget. I think one of the most popular culprit, and we need to actually tame this thing called gadgets. Fourth is play and hobbies, and 5th is not interesting, right? Now, having understood these top 5 reasons, there are many other reasons also, but I'm covered only 5 reasons. Having understood these 5 reasons, what are the 3 tips which are there for improving concentration? Let's look at this. The first and the most important thing is single tasking. What is single tasking? Is if you look at anything on a study table, the study table can be actual study table, it can be the dining table in your hall, or any other place where you study, right? But obviously not a bed, but a study table, a desk, a dining table, whatever it is. There should not be multiple things at the desk, which means you should not have a toy, you should not have a magazine, a cartoon magazine or any other magazine, a puzzle to play, or a mobile for example. Nothing should be there at your desk. You should be single-minded focused and do just one thing at a time. And that is study, right? And if you look at the image which is there are multiple things being done, and none of them are reaching that success point. And the reason is you're doing multiple things and you get less energy, you have low energy, and you are actually not able to reach that success. Let's suppose you are in 8th standard, 9th standard, you have a desk, you have some toy, you have your favorite magazine or notebook, which is not the study notebook, maybe some novel also, for example, you like any novels, your mobile also, either of them, mobile, toy, puzzle, anything. And the moment you start 5 minutes, you feel like just touching that mobile, that possibly your friend has sent a message, right? Or possibly you have missed a call, or you just want to flip through that novel or a book, or you just want to scribble, like the colors and crayons are there, art and craft material is there on the desk, and you want to scribble and play. all this will rob your attention because you're doing multiple things. Just imagine you took that crayon or that magazine or that mobile. You are not doing it completely. You will be there for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, again resume study. But research has shown that when you do multiple things like this, you require an average of 20 minutes again to come back to the same concentration which you had earlier. Right? For example, if you are doing physics or maths or history or civics, any subject, you are started 10 minutes and suddenly you had that urge of touching that mobile. Let me see my friends this thing, or there is some color crayon, let me do some painting, or let me read some pages of the novel. When you again come back, you will again require 20 minutes extra to resume to the same concentration which you are doing that physics or maths chapter. That dangerous, that distracting it is when you do multiple things. So if this single tasking is something, if you as a mother and a father and a child can imbibe, can practice, can do it, I think this will be one of the founding pillars for your success in life. You'll be a champion. So single tasking is very important. Tip number 1, single tasking. And the single tasking you do, I think you'll be home, right? Let's look at number 2, be energetic. As I mentioned, it's important that you have enough input in terms of sleep, in terms of food and water. These are input to the body, right? Body cannot survive long in terms of concentration. There'll be fatigue. If you have irregular sleep or less sleep, you'll be having fatigue when you do not have enough food and also water. So be energetic, be excited, be completely settled, I would say, with proper sleep, food and water, and recharge, refresh yourself whenever you get bored, have tired, exhausted, with some play, with some hobbies, with some sports, right? And it is important to mix that regularly in your exam time also, because in exam time, when you take that required 15 minutes break, right, to read a book, and one of the best can be music. Music is a great energy booster. If you do that, it has a fantastic effect on your overall enthusiasm or your energy level, and that's why it's important to be energetic. So have proper sleep, food and water. Have breaks which will recharge you, like you recharge your mobile or recharge your battery. Recharge yourself with this. And if you're a music lover, listen to your favorite music. It can be English, it can be Hindi, it can be regional, anything, but listen to your favorite music. That number, foot tapping number, you will be feeling fantastic and energetic, right? So second is being energetic, and third is practice. Nothing works without practice, and I'm going to help you, fathers and mothers and kids who are watching this, is that start sitting for 15 minutes continuously without getting up. It's very difficult because the moment you sit, you feel like touching something, right? You feel like doing something. So if you've decided, let me study English or let me study chemistry, without getting up, sit for 15 minutes, right? And slowly increase to 25 minutes, and start taking notes. Now the moment you start taking notes, your concentration will improve, because when you take a note, your brain and heart both are aligned, because you're going to write something which you have understood, right? If you try to write something which you have not understood, you will have that resistance in writing, right? So take notes. When you take notes, you are learning, your absorption improves, and that's when concentration really will go up. So whenever you study, take notes. Keep a notepad, a pen and a pencil ready, so that you start taking notes, and it has a magic impact in terms of your concentration. Those who take notes have better concentration, they have better recall, they have better understanding, right? So third is practice, and these are the three things, right? If I have to recollect and re-summarize these three things, the first is single tasking, very very important. If you start doing this, you'll be home. Be focused on one thing, study, no other things, gadget, toys, books, magazines, nothing else, right? Only study, right? Second is be energetic, be refreshed with a break. If you love music, listen to music. You want to play some games, sports, right? That's indoor also. And last is practice. Start sitting 15 minutes, increase to 25 minutes. And I'll be sharing another video in which how you can develop study techniques. In this video, I talked about concentration, how to improve concentration, 3 tips for those, right? I hope you found this video useful. If you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I am here to help all parents, mothers and fathers, to improve in terms of the relationship with their kids, build good habits, build good cooperation, and be an awesome parent. Be an awesome parent, right? And after you go through this, maybe you can share with your kids, and they may love to understand. They will be enlightened. They will be aware of why it is not happening in the first place, which I mentioned, and then what are the 3 ways in which they can do it, right? If you like my video, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, right? Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.